Okay, so that's the end of my car one. So now we're gonna get into all the rest of my ones. So they're in alphabetical order. I just stopped recording and I've had a sudden scary thought. If the video is too long, I might have to break it up into 2 videos. And in that case, I will not have a segue into the new video. So if that has happened, that is why you're watching this right now. Hello. What's up, fam? It's Leah here, and apparently I've done a haul of all my CDs that I own, and it's become too long to put into one video. If you want to see the first video, you can click it here and check it out in the down bar. And if you're here from the first video, hello, thank you for continuing. If you're not, go watch the first one before this one. But this is now a segue into the second half of the video, if it ever happens. So let's just do it. So I have almost everything that 5 Sauce has released. You know why? Because JB Hi-Fi, where I work, are the best, and they do all like the singles and stuff like that, which I think is just super awesome. Good vibes, good music. Yes, what a party. Here we have another Ariana album. This is my second favorite album, and it's her second album. This has some really, really good bangers on it. A lot of the songs that got her popular are on this album, and this is a really good R&B pop album. Beyonce. Obviously, you guys all have probably heard this album. This is a visual album that she dropped literally out of nowhere before people started doing that. Now it's a thing. I definitely had to get a copy of this when it came out, and I remember being in my mom's car, and it was like just so like raunchy, and it's just sexy and sensual in all the right ways. The way that Beyonce is always classy in that sort of sense. This is Bon Iver's For Emma Forever Ago, my favorite release that he's ever done, or they have ever done. This is some of my favorite Bon Iver songs on it. It's such an easy listening album. He's just nothing like you'll ever hear. He's authentic, he's quirky, he's a vocalist out of 10. If you just want some weird alternative folky sort of music, For Emma Forever Ago is definitely where you need to go for that. Gambino, Because of the Internet, was one of my favorite releases. Oh, such a good album. Back to start, front to finish. Such an easy listening rap album if you're into that sort of rap. And it's very comedic as well. Churches, Every Open Eye. I love this album. We used to play it literally every single day at work. I got over it for a very long time. After seeing it live, it was life-changing. Churches are very alternative and electronic and vibey and just weird, and I love it. Here we have a stack of Chris Brown. So I have like all of these ones. So we've got Exclusive, we've got Graffiti, we've got Fame, one of my favorites. Fame is probably my favorite. Fame and Exclusive are probably my 2 favorites from him. Here we have different Cody Simpson albums. This was his Surface Paradise release. Oh, there's some like good vibe songs on this album. He's beachy vibes. He used to be really pop, then he dropped his label, and then he just slaying the world. Then he did this release called Free, which was a free release. This is a summer album, Free by Cody Simpson. Put it in your car and drive to the beach and you'll be vibing the hell out of life. 2 of my favorite releases from Coldplay here. Milo's Other probably is my favorite release of theirs ever. Then we've got A Rush of Blood to the Head. First time I saw them live was with this tour, and so when they had the wristbands that lit up. Aside from the album being great and you should all listen to it, go out and buy the DVD for this tour and you'll watch it and you'll be so astounded. It's not just a concert DVD, they have little things in between it, them talking about their music, their lives. I watch it at least twice a year. Like, it's just such an overwhelmingly inspirational concert film. My favorite Death Cab album. Here we have my favorite Drake album, Take Her. I adore this album. It's honest to God the best thing that he's ever released, and I don't know if he'll ever be able to top it. This is before he was like heavier in rap. This is a lot more R&B, and I really love that style from him because I think that he can pull it off so well. This has some of my favorite Drake songs. Not saying that his other releases aren't fab, because I love Drake. Like, we don't need to worry about that. Just a really good rap R&B album. My favorite Ed Sheeran album. Here we have 2 different Fall Out Boy albums. We have Save Rock and Roll and American Beauty, American Psycho. Both great releases. I also have like Infinity on High and like a burnt disc, like woo! I love Fall Out Boy. I think they're such a stellar old school punk band. Here we have Foster the People. What is this called? Torches. I loved this album. I used to play it every single weekend when we would like be cleaning the house. But this is a great alternative album, and I saw them live and I loved it. I think they're great. Their second album did nothing for me, but Torches, yes, yes, yes. One of my favorite albums ever, Channel Orange by Frank Ocean. This is definitely my favorite release he's ever ever done, and I don't know if he can ever exceed it. This was the soundtrack to my grade 12 along with Yeezus. These are my two like albums of 2013. Frank's amazing, and this album is just outstanding in terms of vocals, production, lyrics, everything. It's different in the best way ever, and he just captured everything that I ever wanted in life in this album. Oh my god, so this is a single that I bought when I was like literally like 11 or something, and this is Gwen Stefani's Holla Back Girl. I bought this at my Big W. I remember in my old hometown it was like $3 for the single, and I have a few different singles like this which I'm gonna point out throughout the video. Oh my god, He Is We. Does anyone remember these guys? It was a two-piece band, a girl and a boy. He Is We. This album I loved so much. The vocalist sounds like Taylor Swift, and it's that sort of same vibe, like that acoustic-y, poppy alternative style, and I loved it. And if you guys haven't heard it and you like Taylor Swift, check out this album because I loved it so much in like grade 9. This is Jack's Mannequin's Everything in Transit. I love Jack's Mannequin and I loved this album. I think I found these guys on Twitter or something like that from the song Dark Blue, and that is an amazing song. These guys are just so full of heart and life and happiness and feel-good alternative type vibes. He is now a one piece. When I went and saw him in his solo show, I was like, oh, please sing Jack's Mannequin, and he actually sang a lot of it, which is I think is good for artists. When they go solo all the time, they're like never gonna talk about the band that I was in. He did so much, and he sang Dark Blue, and my life was made. This is Post Tropical by James Vincent McMorrow, another stellar vocalist, very ambient alternative. I had to grab this when I was at his show. I saw him in the theatre in Brisbane. Beautiful vocals is what this album is. And now we come to the part of the video which I know you're all been waiting for. This is my stack of Justin. He was the first artist that I ever had affection for and got into as the 12-year-old that I was. I still think he's one of the best performers and artists and writers out there, so y'all can go leave whatever you want in the comments right now. So I have My World. My World's the Australian edition. My World's the Australian edition. Again, My World's the collection. Never Say Never, the remixes. Under the Mistletoe, Christmas album. Boyfriend, just a single, because JB Hi-Fi does that. Believe acoustic. Believe. And Believe again, because for some reason I just buy multiples. Alright, here we have my two Kanye albums that I have. We have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and then we have Yeezus. Yeezus is my favorite release that he's ever done. Sorry, not sorry. Go find me in the comments. As I said, this is the album of my grade 12, and it just reminds me everything good about senior year. I Want Life of Pablo. Did they do physicals of that? Here we have Kelly Clarkson's Breakaway, and I think this is one of the first albums that I ever owned along with the Hilary Duff one. This was such a good album. It had like Behind These Hazel Eyes and Since You've Been Gone and all of her best bangers. Here we have Little C's With You Without You EP. These my boys. I'm sad they broke up, but regardless of them breaking up, this is a great album. I love these dudes to the moon and back. They deserve everything and more with what they're gonna go further on with their careers. I Don't Wanna Leave is the best song they ever released, and if you guys haven't heard the song I Don't Wanna Leave by Lil C, go on your Spotify's, on your Apple Music right now and look it up, because it's the best song they ever released, and I need everyone in the world to know that song. It is such a good song. Another hauntingly beautiful album. And here we have my Ministry of Sound obsession, which I went through a big long time through high school. I used to always get Ministry of Sounds as soon as they were released, so I have like the annuals, the sessions, the electronic house sessions, woo! They're just all like remixes to all the top 20 songs and stuff, and I loved them, so that's my big stack of Ministry of Sound. This may have been the first album that I ever purchased in my whole entire life, guys. Just hold your horses. Nikki Webster, Follow Your Heart. Look at this, guys. Oh my god. The one thing I have to say about this is Strawberry Kisses, the first track. Best song ever! And here we have the rest of my 1D collection. So I have the first album, Up All Night, then I have Take Me Home, and then I have Made in the AM, which was their latest and final release, I assume. Pumped Up Hits! Okay, you know how I purchased that Gwen Stefani single? This is another single, Rihanna's Pendant de Replay. Yeah. It was lit in, what year was this? I need to know what year I purchased this. 2005. Here we have The Script, one of my favorite bands of all time, which is such a random band for me. And I know if you guys watch my videos, you'd kind of be like, huh? Because obviously punk's my favorite genre, but I love The Script with my whole entire heart. They're such an easy listening band. They're amazing on stage and they're amazing humans. They are so nice and they just make you feel good inside. And what more could you want from a band, really? So I love The Script. You're all about to be shocked right now. Shannon Null. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what he's talking about. 12-year-old me. Why don't I have Stack is the New Black? Like, that is a real album. Here's another single that I picked up when I was a fetus. You can tell which one of these have been in my car because you can just see the cracks in them. One of my favorite bands ever. Story so far. This stuff is old, man. Alright, now we're at Taylor Swift, and I have heaps of her releases. So we have Taylor Swift. Fearless. Speak Now World Tour Edition. Speak Now World Tour is one of my favorite tours I've ever been to, and if you haven't seen the live DVD to this, you need to. It's honestly one of my favorite live tour DVDs that has ever been released, along with the Milo Xylotone one. Then we've got Speak Now just by itself, and of course we've got Red, and I showed 1989 in my car phase because that is a driving album. You need that album in your car. Two of Troy's releases. So we've got the Wild EP and then the Wild Extension, which was called Blue Neighborhood, which is a Wild EP with like an extra 8 songs tacked on the back of it. And he's Australian as well, like. And now we've got Usher, yeah. 90% of these CDs have been purchased at JB Hi-Fi, and I've only been working at JB Hi-Fi for under 2 years. So before then, I was still purchasing from the store that I now work at. Number one, Worker! We had The Vamps with their second album. The Vamps are one of my favorite live bands as well, so. Here's another single, Veronica's Forever. Walk the Moon, Talking Is Hard. One of my favorite releases from last year. It's just quirky and weird, very like 80s aesthetic, like just funky. The Wanted Battleground. I loved this album so much. I remember grabbing it when I was like in grade 11 or 10 or 12 or something around that. It's fun to listen to. The last album in my whole entire collection is The Wombats with Modern Glitch. Really, really fun alternative songs on it. They're definitely festival bands. So if they're ever on a festival lineup and you're like, say yes to going. Go see them. Alrighty guys, we got to the end. If you're still here, you guys need to give yourselves a thumbs up along with this video because you've done the hard yards. That was a long ass video. I love my CDs and I hope you guys enjoyed watching me go through my CDs. There is nothing better in the world than owning a physical copy of a CD that you love and respect. No one can tell me differently. If you're new here, please subscribe. We put up new videos every Thursday here on the Short But Crazy one. If you guys have more suggestions for me to do things like this, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see. Thank you for coming on this ride with me. It was a bloody long one. I know it. Y'all are troopers. You're troopers. And I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna go, okay? I love you all so much. And I will see you next week with another video.